This week's topic is desire. Explore not only what you want, but how you want. Right from your heart or hips or lips or elbows. The Naval Base. My dad didn't find it a place of suffering, pervasive unsatisfactoriness. Unlike myself, I was willing to be happy, but I was a newborn baby. Life's football. At least to life on the Naval Base. I do know bodies were being pulled from the sea, rules followed, uniforms to wear, but still, I was a baby, and I wanted to be happy. We lived on the second floor, 4 units total in each of the small naval houses. It was the third home I'd had, and I was still a newborn baby. Hospital, my grandmother's house with the flies, and then Norfolk, Virginia, right next to the sea. My dad wanted to be a radar man on a big cruise ship, SSX Roosevelt, or some other name that I've not stored away in my audio research notes. Radar man, watching for incoming enemies. I only hoped for blue whales and dolphins too. I mean, if you're going to be at sea, wouldn't you want to make the most out of it? I would. Incoming enemies and marine life, all captured by a circling red line, just waiting to madly blip, blip, blip. I am a newborn baby. 4 years later, after more dead bodies, and I mean, it was Vietnam, right? And more protecting us from the incoming enemies. After my mom and I starved our way back to grandmother's house with the flies and beyond, my dad went to the World's Fair in New York City. He met Uncle Bob at the World's Fair. Being a gorgeous and tan sailor in a white uniform, hat and all. No trauma there. Dead bodies, the ships, they needed something to do. You don't just leave a ship in harbor. It has to go, kind of like a black-capped chickadee. The Navy solved this problem by running ships to the coast. My dad in 1968 to go to New York City, World's Fair, where he met Uncle Bob. He hadn't told me the entire story yet, but suffice it to say, this created more meeting, like with Elizabeth Taylor or Judy Garland or something, and Hugh Hefner. I think my dad and his sailor friends were suddenly someone's sex toys, maybe? It's just the way he tells the story. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I have it on tape like a black-capped chickadee. I am a newborn. I live on the second floor. My dad comes home to make out with a neighbor lady below our small unit on the first floor. And my mom and I are in the house. At least she is brave enough then, not me, to go downstairs and knock on the door. I'm home alone, looking out the window, learning now to listen to the quiet. It is the only thing that keeps me alive in this baby suit. They don't seem to know how much I know. They pretend I know nothing, but I am hungry. My mom doesn't make milk and I am screaming for something in this body. The body urges me forward, but I must be carried everywhere. The black-capped chickadee doesn't need to be carried. They fly on their own. Pervasive unsatisfaction. I don't believe birds struggle with this wanting, desiring, lips and elbows. No, birds fly. I want you to know I only wrote this paragraph because the words above terrified me. I seem to be terrified more than I realize. For instance, when I could, in my young life, I stole food. Even when a different dad and my mom provided it, I was hungry. Candy bars at first, $100,000 bars or some other name. I see clearly the red wrapper with the orange or white or gold letters. All memory is not important, only enough. I stole for years candy bars, all my clothes in high school, weeks worth of groceries. Writing this on paper is only okay because Sue and I had a little talk next to my fireplace on Saturday during the party. It's okay you have stuff about being poor. It was because she said it with that soft tone of voice, sitting in Bear's chair after holding the baby chicks, after helping me make sure none of those chicks died that night, that I could trust her words. It's okay to write about being raised poor. I'd been hungry a lot, especially after we left the Naval Base. We didn't have money, only cigarettes and a terrified young person for a mother. Pervasive unsatisfaction. I only wanted to be happy. I was a newborn.